Hello, my name is Amy Schrader Ireland, and I'm the Director of Children and Family Ministries here at Hamline Church. And you are in for a treat. This is our at-home version of the Knights of North Castle Vacation Bible School. Today, you are going to have a wonderful time. You are going to meet some friends you've met before and make some new friends. You are going to enjoy a fun craft, an amazing science experiment. You're going to learn some new songs. It's going to be fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. Come on, let's go see what's happening.
We're on a noble journey, protected by the King of Kings. When Jesus calls and we will follow, 'cause we've been given all we need. We are the Knights of North Castle. We are ready for battle wherever we go. We know that we won't ever be shaken. We will be all that saves us. Oh, we are the Knights of North Castle. We got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the breastplate of justice, and the belt of truth, shoes of peace to go spread the good news. The sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the breastplate of justice, and the belt of truth, shoes of peace to go spread the good news. We're ready to go and spread the good news. We are the Knights of North Castle. We are ready for battle wherever we go. We know that we won't ever be shaken. We will be armor that saves us. Oh, we are the Knights of North Castle. We are the Knights of North Castle.
Welcome to North Castle. We haven't had visitors since we've been covered in all this ice and snow.
Sorry if you came to see the king. I regret to inform you that he is not here. He's away on a quest to find great armor.
Oh, we haven't introduced ourselves. My name is Armorer Mary, and this is my trusty companion Sparky. You may not have many dragons where you are from, but don't worry, Sparky's not like other dragons that you may have heard of. Sparky only breathes ice, not fire.
Years ago, the royal blacksmith requested an armored dragon to help make the armor for the king. I guess something was lost in translation because I'm not an armored dragon, I'm an Arctic dragon.
The blacksmith tried to help keep Sparky around to help out. But poor Sparky is allergic to blacksmithing dust, and he ends up sneezing a lot. In fact, that's the reason the North Castle has been buried in all this ice and snow. Whenever Sparky sneezes, we end up having a blizzard. I try to help Sparky, but sometimes it just happens. And when it does, we all freeze. Anyway, enough about us. May I introduce you to our royal singers? They are great.
Woo!
Miss Julie and choir director David, come help us sing.
Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of his power. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. When it feels like hope is gone, be strong, be strong. I will keep on keeping on and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of his power. Be strong in the Lord and
never get tired of hearing them sing.
So, you may wonder what happened to the king and the knights of the North Castle.
They are on a quest.
Correct, my scaly flying friend. A little while ago, the king learned of a great armor, far superior to anything he already has. So he's gone on a quest in search of this great armor. He went one direction, and his knights went the other. Sparky and I have been asked to stay here in case anyone returns triumphant.
Unfortunately, no one has returned yet. Tell them what you discovered.
Oh, yes. I've been reading the king's book, and I don't think the great armor is what the king thinks it is. I don't think it's like any other armor. This is just a hunch, but I have discovered 5 riddles, which I think could help us find the great armor. Unfortunately, they're all written in a language that I don't understand.
5 riddles? I thought you told me you discovered 5 pickles. Oh, I wondered why you got so excited about pickles. Let me see the first riddle. Hey, I know this language. It's an ancient dragon language. Not many dragons can translate it, but my uncle, Sir Sparkalot, taught me.
Sir Sparkalot?
Yes, I was named after him before we realized that I couldn't breathe fire.
And I didn't know you could read.
Well, you never asked. What do you think I do on my days off? This riddle, it says, in order to find the belt of truth, you must study the fiery 1 + 2.
So it's true. The great armor does exist, and the belt of truth is one piece of it. It sounds like we just need to know where to look in the king's book. Maybe the riddle is a clue. Read it again, Sparky.
Okay. In order to find the belt of truth, you must study the fiery 1 + 2.
What could it mean?
Well, the last time I checked the cold, hard facts of math, 1 + 2 = 3. So we need to study the fiery 3.
Fiery 3. Well, I do recall there is a story about 3 men who went into a fiery furnace. Could that be the story we need to study? If we open the king's book, the royal players may show us the answer. Let's open the book and see.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3, tells us a story about 3 men God loved with very strange names: Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men lived in exile in Babylon and worked for a ruler named Nebuchadnezzar. Not a ruler like an actual king. He was not very nice. Anyway, he made a statue. It was not made out of clay, it was a statue. Closer, but it was made of gold. Close enough. So King Nebuchadnezzar made a golden statue and said that whenever anyone heard the sound of music, he had to bow down to the statue. Yes, well, I suppose it could have happened that way. Nebuchadnezzar thought everything was going along great until he was told about 3 men who would not bow down to his statue. King Nebuchadnezzar was not happy. The king was not happy? The king was really mad. Thank you. Much better. King Nebuchadnezzar called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to his palace. When they got there, King Nebuchadnezzar gave them one more chance to bow down to the statue, or he would put them in his big oven. The three men tell King Nebuchadnezzar the truth. "We will never serve your God or bow down to your statue. If you throw us in your big oven, God will be able to save us. But even if God does not, we will still not bow down to your statue." The king got really mad and ordered the furnace to be heated up really hot. The big oven was so hot. It was hotter than that. Let me help you with this. It was 7 times hotter than its normal heat. I mean, it's hotter than Florida in July wearing your winter coat. King Nebuchadnezzar thought that that was the end of the 3 men. But as he looked in the oven, he saw not 3, but 4 men. He thought he may need a new pair of glasses. So he asked someone, "Didn't I throw 3 men in there? Then why do I see 4 men and one that looks like a god?" King Nebuchadnezzar called for them to come out of the oven. When they came out, the king noticed that not a hair or any part of their clothing was burned. They didn't even smell like smoke. King Nebuchadnezzar declared, "May the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be praised. He sent his messenger to rescue his servants who trusted him. They ignored my order because they wouldn't serve or worship any god but their God. I now issue a decree to every people, nation, and language. Whoever speaks disrespectfully about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God will be in big trouble, because there is no other God who can rescue like this." Then, instead of making them a part of the barbecue, King Nebuchadnezzar promoted all of them and gave them better jobs in his kingdom. And this is just one great story from the King's Book.
That's it. That's it. That was the answer. Come on, let's go find the belt of truth.
But we can't leave the North Castle, remember?
Right. We need some knights to go on this quest. What about these travelers?
They don't look like knights, do they?
What if we knighted them? Most knights go through lots of training, starting off as a page, moving to squire, and then finally to a knight. Perhaps they could just learn some knightly skills along the way.
Like what kind of knightly skills?
The most important skill for a knight to have is balance. Knights ride horses, they run, climb, and they move around in heavy armor. Say, let's practice, and you practice with me. Come on, stand up, everybody. Okay, we're gonna balance on one leg. So pick up your left leg, so you're just standing on your right. Can you balance? Let's make it harder. Now bend your right leg. Hold on to a chair if you need to. Oh, good job. Let's try the other side now. Stand on your left leg and slowly pick up your right. And then bend that left leg. Fantastic. Great job balancing. You guys are on your way to becoming knights.
But don't forget our banner verse. No knight ever goes on a quest without a banner verse.
Absolutely. Our banner verse is from Ephesians 6:10. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of God's power. Do you want to try saying it with me? Let's do it together. Ready? Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of God's power. Good job.
You sound ready. Don't worry about getting lost on your quest. Castle guides will help you along the way.
All right. Are you ready, knights? The last thing you need for this quest is a castle call-out. First, we need the motions for armor up. That looks like this. Armor up. Next, we need to make the sign for with truth. With truth. Then we put it all together. So it goes armor up with truth. Can you do it with me? Let's try it together. Ready? Armor up with truth. That was great. Now let's go find that belt of truth.
Hi, friends. While we're out looking for the belt of truth, we have a couple other things for you. We are going to have Miss Natalie teach us a fun tapestry craft. You'll each make something small, and together it'll be something huge. Then Miss Ashley has a fun science experiment to learn how to put out fire. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and this is our first day of art for VBS. All of our VBS art this year will be with the Knights of Armor. So, our first story goes like this. Paul wrote a letter from prison and sent it to some of the followers of Jesus. The following is a paraphrase of this passage. He said, "Be strong, because God is always with you. Like soldiers wear armor and carry shields to keep safe, we can wear the armor of God. It's not real armor, but it can help us face hard things. When we speak truth, stand up for justice, and spread the good news, we are wearing the armor of God. When we have faith, it's like we're carrying the shield of God. When we follow Jesus and the Holy Spirit, it's like we are wearing a helmet. Say prayers all the time. Keep showing up as faithful followers of Jesus. Pray for each other. Pray for me." Many of the crafts for the Knights of the North Castle will focus on the armor of God. All of these will be Bible crafts. All right, so for this project, the first thing you might want to get out is a mat. We'll be doing markers, and just in case you get markers a little bit off of what you're working on, it's good to have a mat. Markers. Whatever markers you have at your house should work just fine for this project. Each one of you has gotten one of these in your VBS packet. For this, we're going to be each making one, putting our name on it, and our theme is about the knights and armor and Jesus, of course. So you might want to think about possibly doing a shield on yours, possibly doing a cross. It could have a castle. It could have just something you really like. Maybe you really like hearts. It could have some hearts on it. It will be whatever feels right for you. Your friends will each be doing one as well. When it works for us to be back at church together, we're going to put these together. They're going to be tied together with little string, and everyone will get to see what you did for your special craft for VBS time. If you're not quite sure about how to make a shield, you could ask a parent to help you, that they could trace a shield for you and you could color it in. Another thing we often do is we look up on my phone and we look up different ideas, because sometimes you might not know about a different shield style you could do. So you might want to look on your phone, if your parents let you, and see some different ideas of how you could design a shield. But again, this is your project. Make it however you like. I'm excited to see what they all look like at the end. Thank you. All right, well, thank you everybody. This is what Jasmine was able to do today, and Harper, what she did today. And they're both very different and both wonderful. So I can't wait to add yours, and remember, so we can have a huge one together at church. Thanks everyone.
In today's story, God sent help to those in the fiery furnace and protected them from the heat of the fire. We're not going to go into a fire, but we're going to put the fire out in a way that's different than you may have done before. Typically, people put a fire out with water, or the fire blanket or fire extinguisher. Today, we're going to use baking soda and vinegar. And our fire is going to be this candle in the bowl. So, we're going to light our candle. And then, oh no, we want our candle out. So we're going to use some baking soda and vinegar. And then we're going to pour it over top of our candle. And our candle went out. So, how does it work? The vinegar and the baking soda mix, and they have a chemical reaction. And as part of that reaction, a gas called carbon dioxide is formed. Carbon dioxide is more dense than oxygen. So when you pour the carbon dioxide over the candle, it sinks into the bowl and pushes out the oxygen. Fire needs oxygen to burn, so when there's no oxygen, the fire goes out. This is the same principle that's used in a carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. Fire can be scary. In today's story, God protected 3 friends from the fire. God is also at work with people today, giving us the knowledge to protect ourselves with inventions like fire extinguishers, fireproof fabrics, sprinkler systems, and smoke alarms. It's important to be safe and protected, but it's important to note that the Bible does not promise that we will always be rescued from harm. What's important is staying faithful to God. It's important to stand for what we know to be true. Even if you do something that others don't always like, being honest and trusting God is a great idea.
There you are. I was wondering when you'd come back. You know, I can't wait to see that tapestry that you've been working on. You know, one little piece of a tapestry doesn't cover very much. But when we put all of your pieces together, it can cover a whole wall. Sort of like this mosaic that some of you made. That's sort of how it is when we are God's hands and feet in this world. We all have different gifts, but they're given to us by one Spirit. And when we put all of those gifts together with the Spirit's help, we can accomplish great things together for our community. Now, did you see Miss Ashley's science experiment? That fire extinguisher was so cool. I think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego really could have used a fire extinguisher. Although, when I think about it, they didn't really need it, did they? No, God protected them. But you know, it's important to remember, the Bible doesn't say we will always be protected from harm. No, the Bible says that God is always with us, and that it's important for us to stand up for the truth. That story is important because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and stood up for what they believed. So when we have hard times, God's truth is what helps hold us up. And what's that? Do you hear it? Music is something that helps hold me up during hard times, and I hear music. I hear a ukulele. I bet that's choir director David. Come on, let's go see what he's playing and maybe he'll teach us some songs. Come on!
Oh, the more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good morning, friends. My name is David, and this is
Ben.
And this is
Julia.
And we are here to make music with you, and we're so excited that we get to do that during Vacation Bible School this year. That first song is called The More We Get Together, and it's a great song to remind us how much fun it is to sing together with your friends. We're going to do it again, and Julie and Ben are going to show us just some simple things we can do when we sing. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. So let's give that a try, and let's sing it again. Here we go. Oh, the more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. Oh, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Awesome, great job. The next song I want to do today is called He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. And this is a great song just to remind us that we can trust that God will take care of everything. Let's give this one a go. He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 Nice. That's a great song. You know what I really like about this song is you can think about anything that you like that God has in His hands or that you want Him to take care of. So Julia, what are two things that you'd like for God to take care of in your hands, in His hands?
Isabel and Boris.
Isabel and Boris. And these are our kitty cats. Here we go. He's got Isabel and Boris in His hands. He's got Isabel and Boris in His hands. He's got Isabel and Boris in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. And maybe you have some kitties or puppies or other pets at your house that God could have in His hands. I know some of you like playing instruments, some of you like dancing, and Ben brought a special instrument that he wants to play with us. And Julia really likes to dance and sing. So how about for this next one, let's do He's Got the Music and the Dancers. So if you have something you want to play or if you want to clap, you can. But Ben, get out and get that harmonica out and let's play it. Here we go. And Julia, you dance and remember to sing too, okay? Here we go. He's got the music and the dancers in His hands. He's got the music and the dancers in His hands. He's got the music and the dancers in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. Well, that is wonderful, everybody. Let's do one more. How about He's got the teachers and the students, to thank all the teachers that are playing, that are doing Vacation Bible School with you this morning. So the teachers and the students, and you're the students. So, and then we'll say goodbye until next week. Here we go. Teachers and the students, Ben, sing along. He's got the teachers and the students in His hands. He's got the teachers and the students in His hands. He's got the teachers and the students in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Wow, wasn't that fun? Thank you, David. I feel better now, don't you? So in your bag of VBS materials, you should find a little workbook. You should have one of these 3 workbooks. And each workbook has our stories that we'll be learning together in VBS. So for this week's story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you'll look for the number 1, because that is our first story. And every book, no matter which one you have, has that number 1 in one of the corners. This week, while you're thinking and looking for the belt of truth, you can look in those workbooks. Some of them come with a sheet of stickers, and you can make pictures of our story. There's puzzles, there's games, and just a lot of ways that you can remember what we talked about while you search for the belt of truth this week. Now you also have this little activity book, and this also has different games and things about the belt of truth. Next week, we'll be back again, same time, same place. And in the meantime, please ask your grown-up to drop your tapestry square off at the church when they're in the neighborhood. I can't wait to see all of your artwork. And don't forget to search for the belt of truth. Now, what did Armorer Mary and Sparky tell us? Come on. You remember, be strong in the Lord and the strength of God's power. And what else did they tell us? Armor up with truth. All right, we'll be back next week. I can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.